Hi, everybody. Welcome to Current Scenario Live Conversations. This is me, Kranti Redkar, and of course, you're with none other than Agnelorajesh. Hello. How are
Hi, good
you?
evening. Excellent, always good.
Okay, so you need no introduction at all. But let me tell all of you that he's the chairman of St. Angelo's VNCT Ventures. He's a dynamic businessman that I know. So, this show that you've started is like an outstanding show because it teaches people to learn good virtues, good values. And our last episode was a triumph with trust, and our today's topic, of course, personal social responsibility. What a topic to select. I mean, let me congratulate you on that first, because that is one virtue that is lacking in everybody these days. But our last episode got really great response, and I want you to shed a little bit of light on our last topic that we did for people who missed
So,
out.
so I think triumph with trust is something which is very critically important, and we got a very good response for that. We spoke on points which were touched the thought processes of people, and they participated a lot with their comments and shares and likes. It was an awesome experience, and thanks to you, Kranti, the way you maneuvered the whole show was fantastic, and the questions and the answers were just flowing. And I loved it personally, and people also gave good comments to the show that we conducted.
True. And today the topic that you have selected is personal social responsibility. Now, seriously, now this virtue is really missing these days in the society, and it is very important for somebody to talk about it. And now today you have picked up this topic, and I want to congratulate you from the bottom of my heart for selecting this topic.
Thank you so
Can
much.
you just elaborate? Can you just elaborate on this topic and tell everybody what do you mean by personal social responsibility?
So, personal social responsibility is the primary responsibility of every individual towards their family, the workplace, community, and the environment, whether it is ecological and social. It amounts to both the environments. Remember, friends, that personal social responsibility is more than just merely recycling paper or giving out money to your chosen charity. It is all about taking a firm stand and making a commitment towards giving back to the society. And this is all about doing to others what you would like others to do to you, recognizing how behavior affects others and holding yourself accountable for your own actions. It is also about having integrity and doing the right thing for the right moral reasons. The critical question to ask is, how can we as individual improve over the world? And ideally, a personally social responsibly aware person will always endeavor to have a positive effect on others, have a mindset to contribute, refrain from causing negativity in his environment. For example, even when you throw litter on the ground or by gossiping, you're actually polluting the environment. So we need to, under personal social responsibility, we need to ensure social and economic activities which will have a positive or a neutral impact on the environment and the people around us. According to me, that is what is personal social responsibility, Kranti.
Beautifully put. Now, I want you to tell the audience what is the importance to have personal social responsibility. That would be my first question for you. Why is it so
So
important to be? Yeah, yeah. Please tell.
yes, I totally agree with you. Personal social responsibility is very important, and the current pandemic has taught us so many lessons. One of which is being socially aware and responsible. For us to get through the present times, it's not the government or the corporates who need to contribute, but as individuals, we also need to do our bit. We need to be
Right.
taking care of everyone we know. We need to be concerned for all, and we need to be living in cooperation and coordination. So that is my importance to the topic of being personally socially responsible.
That's right. But right now, I see that a lot of people are lacking this virtue. And I want you to elaborate a little bit about in this current situation, like in our life, in our society, how can one be, how can one develop this virtue in themselves?
So I would like to say that on personal social responsibility, I can divide it into two parts. One is personal social responsibility, what we are talking about, and we have always heard about corporate social responsibility. And only
Yeah.
those individuals that are socially aware and responsible will create and run a socially accountable corporates when it is
Hmm.
corporate social responsibility. In fact, in our country, we are fortunate to have brands like Tata or Amul that were founded by individuals that were socially responsible, and they
Hmm.
became these organizations, and those people became the robust supporters of the nation. Like, for example, at St. Angelo's BNCD Ventures, Kranti, we always keep ourselves connected to social initiatives. In fact, we
Hmm.
operate two trusts, one in Maharashtra and one in Tamil Nadu. And the
Hmm.
sole purpose is to extend support to the sections
Hmm.
of the society where a little support can make a huge difference. Similarly, all the business activities that we undertake are always indirectly and directly supporting the talent in the community, whether it is
Hmm.
real estate development, whether it is education sector or hospitality or fashion or sports. Our core objective has always been and will always be to create an impact to as many people as possible. I'm very, very firm believer that money and power in the right hands develop the society. In fact, people who believe in personal social responsibility are the people who are the architects of building a purposeful society. In fact, personal social responsibility is nothing but an attitude to collective good, a format to build a peaceful and happy ecosystem, a method of living with a warm heart which beats not only for yourself but for everyone along with you.
Great. Now that you have talked about CSR, that is corporate social responsibility, I want you to relate, because now you're a businessman that I'm talking to. I want you to tell the audience, what is the relation? How do you relate these two, PSR and corporate social responsibility, CSR?
So that is what I explained, and it is critically important that social responsibility is the concept that people should be accountable for their actions and not negatively impact the society. Whether it is
Okay.
personal social responsibility or
Hmm.
corporate social responsibility, both are
Hmm.
connected.
Hmm.
One is
Hmm.
today a law. Doing corporate
Hmm.
social responsibility is today a law, whereas
Hmm.
personal social responsibility is your personal preference. It's an attitude. It's a choice that you consciously make to contribute to the people around you.
Hmm.
Corporate social responsibility also helps to build the society. So these are the two differences between personal social responsibility and corporate social responsibility. One is mandatory, but there are corporates before it became a law to contribute an X percentage of your total turnover towards
Hmm.
doing community work.
Okay.
Before it became a law, also there were organizations which did corporate social responsibility. The best example is Tata. In fact, Mr. Tata, when the factory was set up at Jamshedpur, was one of the first organizations which gave importance to building the houses first for the people who were going to work in the factory, and then they constructed the factory. So that's also
Yes.
an indication of not only a corporate social responsibility by Tatas, but it is also a personal social responsibility by Jamshedji Tata. So that's a fantastic example, and that's how I would relate a PSR and a CSR. PSR is your own choice, preference, attitude. CSR today is a law, but even then it needs to be understood, accepted, respected, and implemented by all the people who run any size of an organization. A corporate does not necessarily mean an organization of thousands of people. Even small firms can do their CSR and support the community.
Okay, so there comes my next question in the picture, because see, now I'm not a corporate, or probably if I'm an entrepreneur, I've just started. So me, like a lot of people, is very alien to this concept of CSR. So now that you are a businessman here and we get to share your wisdom with you, can you please elaborate a little bit more about CSR to the people who are alien to it?
Surely, when applied to businesses, corporate social responsibility, which is also referred as
Hmm.
corporate citizenship,
Hmm.
involves being aware of the impact a company has on the community or the world around them, on how you
Okay.
treat the employees, on how you are aware of your actions related to the environment, on how you can support and contribute to the government, and how you take care of human needs. Businesses that have a corporate social responsibility mandate frequently work to enhance their communities in different ways. In fact, all known corporates like Tata, Birla, Mahindra, Bajaj, and many, many
Hmm.
more are
Hmm.
hugely involved in community development work. The government also recognizes these efforts and have made provisions in how such organizations are taxed or how they can be supported by the government. So that's about the corporate social responsibility bit, Kranti.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm sure everybody's benefiting from these answers. Like, see what? I'm just not interviewing you here, but there is so much knowledge that I'm gaining from this interview, and that is my selfish nature here that is bringing me to this interview and being a host here. Okay, so I would want to ask you the next question, and that is, at St. Angelo's Density Ventures, it's your own organization. How do you practice CSR? How do you follow it? And how do you make your employees follow it?
So
Is
there
there
are
a certain
four.
framework?
Yes, there is. So there are four critical aspects of social responsibility, be it PSR, which is personal social responsibility, or be it corporate social responsibility. First is ethical, second is legal, third is economical, and fourth is philanthropic. Businesses that have corporate social responsibility policies first ensure that they are accountable to themselves, their shareholders, and their employees. Besides, they hold themselves responsible to their customers and the world around them. And that is what we follow at St. Angelo's VNCT Ventures, Kranti.
Yeah, but then can you just elaborate a little bit? Because now I just want to know it a little deeper, yeah?
Sure. Why not? So,
Yeah.
of course, I'll explain it from the
Yes.
CSR point of view. The point number one, which I mentioned, was ethical actions. As one of the essential elements of social responsibility, friends, ethical actions define the core values of a business. Instead of merely abiding by the law, a company that focuses on corporate social responsibility needs to go above and beyond and make choices based on what is right, not just what is legal. You need to be also right. Legal has to be there, but you need to be right. For example, if a business pays its employees minimum wage, that action follows a legal directive. The law tells you to pay minimum wages. However, if an employer chooses to pay its employees more than the minimum wages in the belief that the employees are doing meaningful work and deserve to be compensated accordingly, that is making a socially responsible decision. The second point I
Wow.
would like to discuss is legal aspects. So from a legal perspective, businesses must follow the letter of the law or the law of the land. In addition to being aware of local state laws or central government laws and international laws, companies also need to understand the rules of the regulatory bodies of their particular industries. All businesses have a legal responsibility to do so. For example, in a small business selling toys for children, it needs to ensure that the products meet all the safety regulations specified by the regulatory bodies. If you do this, you're absolutely doing it the right way. The third point that I would like to make is economic interest. I would like to explain the economic interest. So part of being socially responsible is remaining profitable. I would like to make this as a point. Making profit is a good thing for the society to develop. Businesses support a lot of people, including shareholders and investors, employees and partners, and definitely the customers who need the products and services. It is socially responsible for the company to thrive and meet its revenue goals. In addition to increasing revenues, businesses need to work to reduce expenses and costs so that they can maximize their profits for further expansion, so that more people can enjoy the benefits of the products and services. And the last point that I would like to say, Kranti, is philanthropic responsibilities. One of the best known aspects of socially responsible social responsibility is being philanthropic in nature. Companies take action that improve the society around them, such as donating money or products or volunteering their time and efforts or educating the economically challenged segment of the society. By helping those in need, businesses make a positive difference in the lives of people in their communities. For example, a bakery could send leftover bread at the end of the day to a nearby food bank, or an educational establishment can take responsibility of educating kids at an orphanage. Now, these kind of philanthropic actions help businesses to remain accountable and show employees and customers the actual values on which they have established their business and the actual values on which those entrepreneurs or the people involved in those businesses live by.
Wow, so very well put. And every point of yours was crystal clear, and we understood it so very well. So I'm sure the audience has understood what CSR is. And now let's come back to our today's topic, which is personal social responsibility, which we call it PSR. So now, AR, I would like for you to elaborate a little bit on personal social responsibility. Like how you explained us CSR, I want you to properly break it down and explain it to us. What exactly is PSR?
Sure, my friend. It will be a pleasure. So, as I earlier said, people who are socially aware and responsible tend to run socially accountable organizations. We can very much apply the four elements of social responsibility in our personal lives also. Like, for example, the first quality should be ethical. Don't pay bribes or avoid paying bribes, or don't create situations where you need to pay bribes
Yeah.
just because you have the resources. You should not pay a bribe just because you have the resources and you want to get the job done quicker. A bribe is a social evil. It may seem small, but its negative impacts are absolutely magnifying and corrupts the society. My second point would be legal. Please follow all laws, period. Start as small as following basic traffic rules. It's a habit that gets cultivated. The guy who breaks the traffic rules is the same guy who will break all possible rules and laws of the land. So start having habits even of not breaking a traffic signal. It will put an attitude of following the rules and regulations everywhere in your life. The third point I would like to make is economical. We are tuned to think money is the root cause. We need to think about economy. The third point for me is economy. In fact, we are tuned to think money is the root cause of all evil. Friends, that is not true. Money in the hand of the right people is a blessing to the society, and they build the society. So strive hard to build your financial resources so that you are in a position to uplift the people around you or create a better world for your generations ahead. And the fourth point I would like to say, the fourth and the last point I would like to say is being philanthropic. Be prudent with your financial resources. Invest time and money in a cause that will better the life of the less fortunate people around you. Mind you, the people who build their careers with support that you people like you might give them, they also can become the giving hands. And like Mother Teresa loved to say that praying praying lips, giving hands are better than praying lips. I'm sorry, I confused the words there. So helping hands are better than praying lips. So you can start with your domestic help, your drivers, your caregivers, etc., who are in your life, but help the families to get a better life. Take responsibilities of a few families. And let me tell you, friends, when you do PSR, when you do personal social responsibility, at the end of the day, when you fall back on bed, you get a very satisfied sleep.
That's true. That's so true. That's so well put. And again, I would like to thank you for picking this topic up at the right time when people are becoming so agitated, they're so angry, they're impatient, and they're just losing it somehow. Maybe it's because what they're facing today, maybe it's because of the pandemic, the COVID situation that is happening these days. So I would want you to tell us a little bit how people today can deal with COVID, or at least take care of it using PSR, personal social responsibility.
Well, Kranti, there are many steps that we must take individually to help fight the current pandemic and
Yes.
get through with this current COVID situation with minimum casualties. So let me share my top three preferences. So preference number
Okay.
one is make social responsibility very personal, close to your heart. Leading
Hmm.
public health experts say that the only way to slow the spread of COVID-19 is for every one of us to do our part by washing our hands, keeping distance, safe distancing, and staying at home when officials say that that's what is needed. Please obey the rules. The health of our
Yeah.
family, community, and economy depends on us setting aside personal wants and needs for the good of the whole environment around us. It might feel we are sheltering in place to benefit ourselves, but paradoxically speaking, we're actually doing it for the common good, for the collective good. My second
Hmm.
point would be let us be an extension to the government. Let us not depend entirely on the government to fight this current battle. Understand,
Hmm.
people like you and me run the government, and everyone is
Yeah.
affected by the current pandemic in some way or the other. We are all indirectly, we are the voters in this democracy. So actually, we have voted it, and so the government is nothing but people like us. It's us that we are depending on. People in our health agencies and government are working tirelessly to keep COVID at bay. Now, let us be an extension to this workforce by following all rules set by the government, irrespective who the government is. But let us follow the rules and regulations. For example, if a housing society is being quarantined, let us follow the restrictions to the T and
Yeah.
cooperate with the fellow members. The third point that I would like to make is do not create panic. Please accept the fact that COVID is a fast spreading pandemic. We have to do everything in our control to stop its spread. But for some
Hmm.
unfortunate reason, or for reason not known to us, if somebody gets infected or somebody in your neighborhoods get infected, don't panic or create panic around you, as it will
Right.
further put pressure on our already stretched health and government agencies. Instead, stay calm, report the matter, and follow the procedures prescribed, and things will be taken care of. So these are my 3 points for the current pandemic scenario.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, the COVID and the whole pandemic has brought everybody's life to a standstill. People don't know what to do. People are suffering financial losses. They are under stress. They can't go out because of the lockdown. They're suffering. It's the suffering is not financial only. It's physical. It's mental. They're stressed.
Yes.
So, how does PSR help them in this stressful situation?
So for many of us, the pandemic has created an unprecedented opportunity to spend more time with the children and the family. This time can also be used to do good for the others. Now, let me share a few ideas. Like idea number one that I can think on the top of my mind is recycle your belongings. And as life goes on, we tend to collect things we hardly use or never used, or we don't even know that we have them and they are not being used. Now, these goods are as good as dead stocks in our homes, but it can make a world of a difference in someone else's life who might need it or who can use it. My point number two would be the books, clothes, toys, food items, electronics, lots of other items. We are not using it, but it is there in our house. So please use
Yeah.
this time to declutter the homes of such goods and donate them to the people who might need them. Next
Yeah.
point is to volunteer to help neighbors. Now, there are many ways we can help our neighbors or society. For example, if you're going out to the grocery, try to pick essentials at least for one or two more families in your neighborhood. Today, you do it
Yeah.
for them. Tomorrow, they do it for you. Now, this small act will prevent them from venturing out. If many follow this method, just imagine crowds will reduce in shared spaces, thereby showing down and slowing down the spread of
Yeah.
this infection. My last
Yeah.
point would be upskill. Now use this time to volunteer and teach or upskill somebody else, your friends, your family, or anybody. And you've got the help of technology to do that. And in fact, in doing so, it will help you to stay in a positive frame of mind, and it will also help someone to learn a new skill. At the same time, you should also upskill and upgrade your skill sets by learning through a lot of webinars which are happening, or the lovely
Yeah.
videos that are available on YouTube. There are many ways to upskill yourselves. So use your
Yeah.
time to upskill and upgrade not only yourself, but with your skills and capabilities to the others also. This would be my points to utilize this current pandemic periods.
This is so true, and a lot of people have not thought about it. They're just waiting for the pandemic to be over, and they're not trying to learn to live with it. And what you have rightly said is, how can we make our life better by making other people's life better? And that's a very, very valid and a very good point. Now
Thank
during
you
this
so much.
lockdown, now during lockdown, I'm sure you don't have time because you're such a big businessman, so busy and all that. So I want to know, how are you spending your time during this lockdown?
Oh, there is a lot and lot that I'm doing. I have already written a book and also launched it. The name of the book is 50 New Life Mantras. I have done plenty of
Okay.
Facebook live shows just like the one I'm doing with you. I'm privileged to do it with you. So I've done a lot of FB live shows on various topics which have positively impacted the decision making that people might be wanting to do. In fact, I've also ventured into multiple new businesses. I have ventured into e-commerce based business models. With a friend of mine, with a very respectable dear friend of mine, Lina Asher, who is a stalwart in the education sector of India, who brought Kangaroo Kids and Billabong High Schools and changed the way school education gets delivered in India. We have started a new venture called Moonshot Conversations, and we are building our own corroboree. A corroboree is nothing but a sacred group of people who come together to change this world for the good. So we are focusing on the
Wow.
content which will build various habits of mind and will help people to reach their potential. I have structured business models where our products will reach across the world. And I have also very proudly, very, very proudly and happily partnered with my friend over here on the screen, Kranti Redkar Wankhede, for fashion, for jewelry and apparels. And we have built a robust online platform for serving customers across the world. So a lot is happening and a lot is being done. I'm launching another book in the next week, which I will announce shortly once the details are finalized. But friends, let me tell you something. I'm enjoying the experience of working with Kranti Redkar Wankhede, my very dear friend who's there with me on this show, and her zeal of working, her passion in what she's doing, the power of her focus has absolutely stunned me, surprised me, and the speed with which she reacts on a job at hand is just out of the world. And thanks, Kranti, for that. And together, we will do a lot of good to the society, to the community, through our actions, through our products and services. And I'm sure people will love what you're doing, what I'm supporting, the activity that you're doing. And very shortly, friends, we are launching a very important brand which is already there in the market called Zia Zaida, which is a brainchild and a brand product of Kranti Redkar Wankade. And you will love the designs that she has engineered. It is under production, and very soon you will see those products in the market. So thanks to the pandemic that all this happened. So I'm so busy doing all of this and building technology based resources to make sure that we can reach to the whole world and not only make India proud, but also contribute to the growth of the economy. So thank you for that, Kranti.
Thank you so much, AR, for all these beautiful words that you've spoken. And I must say, the feeling is mutual because you keep me on my toes, and the way you push me to get best out of myself is really commendable. And a lot of lives that you have improved, that you have touched and enriched. May my life be one of those. And I just hope and pray that we help each other during this time and grow together to make something very enriching and very beautiful, not only for us, but yes, for the entire universe. What do you say?
Absolutely. I'm with you throughout the journey.
Yes,
I'm with you.
yes. Cool. So I think we're going to wrap it up soon, but I really want to ask you, what are your final thoughts about PSR? I'm sure people have enjoyed this episode. They've got to learn so much, and it has been a brilliant conversation. I would want to hear one last time from you. What are your thoughts about this entire episode and this topic?
So personal social responsibility is best explained, Kranti, in a beautiful song. Michael Jackson is a favorite for all, including me. The beautiful song which he sang, "We Are the World" by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. And the lyrics of the song are so good, right from my childhood. I love these wordings. We are the world, we are the children, and we are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There is a choice that we all are making, and we are saving our own lives. It is so true. We'll make a better day. Just you and me. And we can go on pretending day by day that someone, somewhere will soon make a change. And I love these lines. And I just love it. And to sum it all, Kranti, there is no better time than now to be personally, socially responsible, as it is the need of the hour. So let us do our bit diligently to give our generations and our future generations a safer and a healthier planet. Thank you so much for the show, Kranti Redkar Wankade. I'm so grateful and thankful to you. And I'm sure the audience has loved the content. And I'm sure they're going to be commenting, and we will respond to each comment and every question that you must have asked for this particular topic of personal social responsibility. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, AR. And I'm sure you guys are enjoying this show. Current scenario live conversations. We are going to bring up such amazing topics in front of you, and we are going to discuss them. You can participate in the discussions by commenting down below. We'll try to take those comments in our live conversation. We'll try and answer them also. And yes, please keep inspiring us, because when you people write such beautiful lines for us, it makes us more eager to give you more good content and being more creative in what we spread in this entire world. So stay in touch and stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Keep watching our show. Lots of love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.